All right, I believe we're live. How's it looking on your end?
Yep, we are live.
Yay, we are live. Yay. This is Sue Greenwald with Awaken Stories, and I'm here today with King Smarty, also known as Sananda Galactic. Hey, King, how are you?
Fantastic. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
I'm
Doing
sure
good.
everybody else is doing good too if they're watching this. That means you're
Yep.
still alive.
That is one good thing about watching, yes.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
All right, let's rock and roll. Let's
All right.
let's get into the Q&A, and then as we go, Daddy will reveal some things. And that's what we do. That's what we're gonna
Awesome.
do.
Okay. Okay. So what is the difference between the previous anti-aging stickers and products and the new Electron coaster sticker?
Well, we know through research that electrons is what reverses aging, and that's what we're made of. The difference between is a couple years of not doing anything to upgrade them.
Ah,
And they are upgraded with all of the new stuff that's been coming out. We already knew about the secret space programs, the pills, and stuff like that. So we got more details, and then we got the names of some of these supplements. So I went ahead and watched all the information that's coming out lately, harnessing those frequencies because I can do that. And then I've snatched them up, put them into the new product.
okay.
So that's the difference. About a year's worth of new frequencies.
Okay. So it would be a really good thing for most of us to invest in those.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is some of that added into our pendants?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. However, if you pay attention to what I tell you, my devices are programmed to do specific things. That's why all hollows have different names to them. So the new Electron anti-aging device is supreme at this point in time. Let's say a year from now or a couple of months from now, if new stuff come out, I'll make a new one and upgrade all the other ones. However, you got a focused energy within that hologram, within that coaster.
Right.
So it's always good to get, newer products. Just like you go out and spend thousands on a newer phone that has similar features, just a few minor upgrades, right? Because you want to have the latest.
Right.
So
Right.
I myself, I don't buy the latest. I got the 15 iPhone. I'm waiting for the 17, right? And
Yeah.
then the 17, I'll wait for the 19. And by the time the 19 comes out, I'll own Apple. So that's where we're going.
I was kind of hoping way before that, but okay.
Well, it's only 2 years.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Now, the electron pendants and that how do they differ or, what's their focus, I guess?
Okay, well, they're different because the Electron coaster is designed for anti-aging and all of the new stuff.
Yeah.
The pendant is a little bit different because it has all of the other healing properties.
Okay.
It's not focused energy.
Okay. So
focused frequencies.
the coaster is specifically for anti-aging frequencies. So for anyone that would like that while they're waiting, that would be a really good product, right?
Yeah. It's
All
just
right.
like just like any regular company, they always put out new products to help the quality of life improve on their old products. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
So that's what it is.
Okay. A question about the Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney. Is he CABAL?
Well, like I've been saying about everybody, most of them are cabal.
Yeah.
Including the so-called Queen of Canada. It's all bullshit. They're put in position thinking they have all these authorities and all these powers, and they look good. I can go out and buy a bunch of fucking banners and a bunch of hats that say whatever the fuck I want it to say. That doesn't make it so. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
Right. So.
Okay. And pretty much anyone that is, we're going to say out in the public eye is cabal, like any politician, any entertainer, et cetera, wealthy people, they are in that position because of what they've done. So,
That's
and,
right. That's right. And I want to say this: those of us that are real, we don't get the airtime.
yeah,
They censor us like crazy. However, tables are turning. The tide is turning. The tide turned already.
yeah,
The table's flipped. So, um, very shortly, all of the real good guys like myself will be center stage. So that's what's happening now.
right.
Um, when you hear certain individuals come out and say the things that we know to be true, because we have that connection to our Heavenly Father, when they start talking the way that we know is true, then those are the ones that you should focus on because they're actually exposing it and they're saying the truth about it all. We still haven't heard nothing about the child trafficking in the Diddy case, although there was FBI footage released of the child that had autism that they raped and killed.
Right.
So when they start saying that publicly, then and only then are those individuals that are saying it to be trusted. Otherwise, I don't trust none of them. So that's the answer for that.
I've been waiting on something to trickle out from that case. Like it's all about the parties and there, I think the concern is underage people there. They're not talking about what really went down, any of that stuff.
Not yet.
Murders, not yet. I
Not
know.
yet. Not yet. So the part of the Prince audio that they released, he literally talked about the child pedophilia and all that shit and how they were able to even trap them. It wasn't just being poisoned, getting screwed in your ass, and then videotape you getting screwed in your ass as blackmail. It was a whole lot more than that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And where are all the missing children at if it's not what really is?
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot to come out still.
And we know that they've been in all the tunnels below his house. They've seen bodies, they've seen weapons, they've seen all sorts of nasty stuff.
That's
They're
right.
not telling us about it yet.
No, not at all. Yet.
Yet. Okay, good
Yet.
word. Yeah. So it's occurred to me recently how much is fake in the world. Like I'm really, really getting a bigger picture. So I've casually been watching this channel. So a famous person will fake their death and then they become another famous person, totally different role. Right. And I haven't watched a lot of those videos, but the ones I have watched are true. And it's really dawned on me like how prevalent that is out there. We're going to be surprised.
Yeah. You can't make a certain racket of funding and not be a part of their little satanic clique.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you do have a certain bracket, um, and you were able to maintain that certain bracket, it's because of daddy allowing you to have it and you stand for good. But majority of the billionaires, trillionaires, etc., are part of their clique. And we know this because we've seen the evidence of it all. We some of us can't even make it past a certain amount of number without having all types of problems. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
how we know that the stories that are circulating are very true. Very true. The banking cartel is the satanic cartel, all mixed up.
Right.
The Israelis, the Rothschilds, all of them, they're all mixed up. The Pacers, the people that y'all don't even know about because they're not in the news because they're paying for them not to be in the news because they own the shit. Those are the individuals that are now being exposed, and they're being exposed whether they like it or not, because that's something daddy wants happening and it will.
Awesome. 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 All right. I think it was last week you said 10 planets blew up. And then you showed a picture of the Draco constellation. And then you said one planet reappeared or appeared, like, and so new rule, you can't blow up planets without telling us the details, but can you tell us those details?
Well, those 10 planets' time was up. They didn't want to turn. Dad knew they weren't going to turn, so we eliminated them all. The whatever you call those guys that survey the space or whatever. They're looking for these planets. They don't know what the hell's going on.
Ah,
They're having
yeah.
they're having a field day with it all, and yeah, that's what happens. There comes a point in time where you have to. Are you talking to me, Pitulum? Did you hear that?
I didn't.
What? Did you hear that, Tom?
I did.
Okay. Anyway,
What'd she say?
the battery is low. Please charge it. Anyway, there comes a point in time where when you don't do what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to be eliminated. And in this case, it was entire species, entire civilizations, entire planets. There's no way around what's taking place right now.
All right.
After that, which is immediately after that, we had formed a well, Daddy had us form a whole new planet. So expect that too.
Okay. Are any of the beings from the blown up planets going to be transported to the new planet?
Yes, some of them are already there.
Okay. So those are the ones that were good or would have turned, just didn't have the opportunity.
That's right. That's right. And we just did the same thing with the what do you call it? The vampires yesterday.
Ah.
A lot of vampires were taken out. The good vampires that are still around decided to do the right thing. They told us that they were with us, they were with me, and that they want to help.
All right.
So expect that as well. Expect all types of different things taking place everywhere.
So the bad vampires being taken out were here on Earth.
Yes, here on Earth.
Okay. Yay.
Yeah.
Yay. That's a big deal.
Yeah. So they came at us at the same time, both good and bad.
Yeah.
The good ones decided to join us. They said we wanted to be a part of it. Of course, I said we'll prove it. So they are. The bad ones didn't want to participate, or they just wanted to attack us, and we sent them off to Pebble Valley, and they didn't think that that was a real place until yesterday.
Wow.
So things are happening all around us, and that's that.
So not as it safer on Earth, the vibration of Earth has upgraded because of that. The dark ones are being lifted away every time.
Yeah, they are. They are. The entire planet is already at a high vibration as it is.
Yeah.
What we're doing now is teaching you all watching back there, how to maintain a high vibration by the way you think. So as long as your mindset is in the clouds and thinking positive, they can affect you. They can not do nothing about anything that we're doing here, right? So what's going to end up happening is everybody's going to realize how energetically this battle really has been, and we're all going to work on keeping our vibes high. The planet is going to keep increasing its vibration, and eventually we won't have to deal with none of the darkness because it will cease to exist because it can't live in a high vibratory state, if you would.
Right.
That's what's happening.
That was one of the questions. It's like in the future, the Earth, the vibration of Earth is going to be lifted higher as time goes on, always expanding and upgrading. So then the question is, how will what's going to happen? Like if something is dark here on Earth, why won't we be able to see it or interact with it?
Because it won't be able to. First of all, when we get to that point, and we are, it won't even be able to exist in it. It's like putting a goldfish in a bottle Clorox. It's not going to survive at all, right?
Right.
As soon as it takes that first gulp, it's over. It's done.
Yep. Okay. So the high vibration will squelch it. You know, my Nephilim has never talked to me like that, even when the battery's low. It's actually pretty funny. It's funny.
It's all good.
Yep. Okay. So one person said about evaporating the planets the other day, why not just eliminate the dark entities and save the planet for the rest to continue instead of taking out the whole planet?
Well, that's something that you would have to ask Dad about. I just follow orders.
Okay. So Daddy just said do it.
I
Okay.
do it.
All right.
I do it. But if I can give you, my take on it, it's because it's gone too far, and he doesn't want it being, you know, ever to be shown everywhere, anywhere, you know.
Yeah.
Only in the thoughts and minds of the people that experience it. They'll remember it until they don't no more. Kind of like what's happening now. You know, we all forgot about everything because all of the different things that happened to us. But now, because of Daddy allowing the earth to stay the way it is, we're now being shown the truth about it, Earth. Yeah. Yeah. So obviously he loved this planet more than he loved the other ones. And since he's the one that created it, then he can do what he wants.
Okay.
I have no say in that either. I just do what I'm told. Maybe that planet, maybe those planets were where they would regroup at and then come back so many years later on. Like the Christian bullshit, the 1,000 years of peace, right? Yeah. That's bullshit, by the way.
Yeah.
How is Jesus going to come back, reign forever, or should I say reign for 1,000 years and then have to deal with some other shit again? Yeah. That doesn't make sense, right? No. So good.
Years ago, I got that they were going to go dormant, like they were going to hide out for, let's say, 1,000 years and then come back at us because we were going to forget all about what we've going through now. But you're making it so that's going to be impossible.
That's exactly what happens. And I'm telling you guys that it already happened. 1,000 years from now, they gave up, they retreated, they end up leaving. I'm in the palace. I have no shirt on. I have my pants on, and I have one of the kids in my hand.
Yep.
And they I look up and they're all coming in, ready to attack us. So right there and then, I eliminate all of them in the future. So now we no longer have that threat because of what Daddy already showed us to take care of. So we're not going into 1,000 years of peace. We're going into infinity.
Right.
Forever, ever, 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 ever. Now, when I start doing things like shape-shifting into my natural self and doing things in the open, what do you think all of the enemies against us will do or won't do, if you would?
They're going to start taking you serious, more serious.
They already do behind the scenes. The people, some of the trolls and stuff that are hired to do the stupid shit, texting, they don't see what the big guys in the offices and the intelligent fields and all of them see. They don't see none of that shit.
Right.
So their job is to censor us and talk shit about us, but they're not going to tell you the truth until it's too late. They already know not to fuck with us. Okay? They already know don't go over there messing with those guys because they can do things. He's got some unusual abilities. That's what they're saying.
Right.
And they know it. And I do. It's proven over and over again. Yep. Plus, I'm telling you guys what's happening back to back to back to back.
Right.
What I tell you about the new Pope last week or so, right?
Yep.
Did you see the Abraham Tory speech? Okay, well, if he doesn't do what he's supposed to do, guess what? Gone. That's it. So they are taking us serious.
Wow.
They're also allowing things to be to take place to start our funding. There's also been what do you say, sting operations where people that were supposed to fund us mysteriously passes away. Things like this have been happening. Okay, this has been a galactic sting operation from day one. I'm expecting, people like Michael to come out in the Diddy trial. I'm expecting all types of shit happening, and I'm just sitting here waiting to see exactly how it's going to happen. But I know it's going to happen. so,
So
so,
exciting. So exciting.
so I don't give a shit about nothing else. Just doing what Daddy wants me to do. If he tells me to blow up some fucking planets, guess what? Planets will get blown up. He also said that I'll be meeting with the presidents, and he said all of them. So expect that too. We're not going to continue this fraudulent system where they use their verbiage and words to control people with their bullshit policies that are not even law. Everything is changing, everything. And if they don't, then they have an option. They have a choice to continue their fake illusions or be a part of the real people. Because I'm very real. Last time I checked.
Okay. We've switch of topic. We've seen in the news underwater volcano off the west coast of California. Okay, it's going to create hundreds of explosions and blah blah blah. They're already preparing us for a disaster. Has that been circumvented?
Of course. Now you have to understand that the people are waking up. This type of sorcery is no longer valid. They're no longer able to do it. And we have thousands of Jedi's right now watching, participating, tagging, bagging, putting that love and light energy. Just one of y'all can stop that. So what do you think happens when it comes across my table?
Awesome.
Not only that, do you really think Dad put me here and half of Florida's going underwater? Come on, man. That being said, all of us collectively, with our love and light energy, have the power to create and change reality. That's why I made the little sign that says Smarty changes shit, because I do.
Yep.
And I'm just one of us. So when we do it all together, guess what happens? Nassar happens, GCR happens, trade happens, unlimited funds happens, the crystalline chambers happens, shit like that happens. And that's what the end goal is to get all these things completed so that the human species on this planet that my father created, our father created, God, whatever you want to call, get all these things accomplished so that we can live in peace. And we don't have to worry about some sick, perverted fuckers looking at our children funny and wanting to molest them and eat them and whatever the fuck they want to do with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are literally combating a ancient darkness that I'm abusing. Okay? I'm annihilating them. And they know it. There's no way around it. I've taken control of everything. And I'm getting ready to do it in public.
Awesome. 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 Okay. You had put something out, I think it was yesterday, about common law, learn common law. All right. So there's a lot of confusion about what law. We hear terms, we hear rules, we hear this and that. Can you explain what the average person should do or believe or learn?
Well, common law is an ancient law. It goes back, hundreds of years, 500 plus or even longer. It's actually Daddy's law. It's a real law. It's also uh, like Moors and stuff. They all up into that. It's a law that you have rights. And the things that they're getting away with right now
Yeah.
are policies. They're not laws. There's a difference. That's why you have attorneys and you have lawyers. Common law has lawyers. Policy enforcers have attorneys. They're different. So the police are not cops. They're not peace officers. They're there to enforce their policy. You have the right to freely travel, right? When they enforce their policies, because they're a corporation, they're a fucking business. So that's the big difference between it all. You have natural law, and then you have a policy. You have people enforcing their company's law on you.
Right.
Commerce. When you're driving around a company vehicle, that's commerce. That's what you need a license for, insurance and all that, to cover that company's whatever the fucking case is, right?
Right.
You don't need that in regular common law because you have the right to truly freely travel. There's a whole different. I mean, it's a lot to learn, and once you learn it, it's a piece of cake. There's also documents that you can process, if you would, to show the policy enforcers that you're not a part of their system. For instance, recently we took our names and became owners of that trademark because they used our names that's on our birth certificates to, how you say, bank off of it. Right. That's why when you go into court, the first thing they do is say, "Are you so and so?" And then when you say, "Yeah," okay, now we can tax you. Now we can take your money and we can put you in jail because you don't know no better. But when you own that trademark, which is your name, then the tables turn where now if they try to do anything against you, they have to pay you. And that's what we're enforcing too.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's real big what we're getting ready, what we're not getting ready to do, what we're actually doing. And this is why certain individuals going around the world saying these things, because they know this is coming. There's no way around it. You're not going to enforce your policies on the natural inhabitants of any land anymore. And if you want to get technical, we can go straight to Daddy's Law. Take your ass.
I like that one.
Me too.
I like that one.
Me too, because I'm the one enforcing all these other things that Daddy wants done. Well, he's allowing me to enforce it, if you would, right? And he wants me to, so that everything is correct, where people are not being murdered in the streets because they're not following your fucking policies, right? Yeah. So you have the right to defend yourself. You have the right to freely travel. You have all these rights that these policy enforcers don't want you to know about. So if they educate you in this and that, then they can control you. All that's over with. All of it. All of it.
What is the easiest, or where should we go to learn more about this, or should we just sit tight and watch? Like, where can we learn more about this? I mean, I know you're sending videos out there.
Yeah, so what we're doing is, this is what's happening. What's happening is we already know what it is. I've just explained the basics. We're doing it in a way where you don't really have to go out there and learn all this shit and protect yourself, because we're doing it in a way where it's going to be mandatory that these policy enforcers fade the fuck away or else. And real natural laws and real court systems, common law court systems, are basically put everywhere around the country, around the world, if in fact. We're going back to biblical times. That's what I've been trying to tell y'all this whole time.
Yeah.
We're going back to biblical times. We're going back where you know your rights because you were taught them as a child, and these policy enforcers no longer exist.
All right.
And a lot of that has to do with spells, spellings, casting their words upon the people, blah, 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 blah. So all of that shit is fading in a way where all of us the Jedis, especially all you guys the Jedis that I taught y'all how to move energy, you just heard what I said. We're going to put the energy to fully manifest that, because that's what this is about. Our children, our brothers and sisters, family members, they've been bamboozled, right? There's no way around it. They look at us like we're crazy, but we know what the fuck we're talking about. And we have been for some time because of our connection to our Father, to God. Okay? That being said, we're doing things in the background to force this so that they don't have to do too much. Okay, we'll get new IDs, not the new ID shit, but we'll get different type of things that say, you know, I'm the person, the living being, blah, 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 blah. So the whole system is changing. Even the things that, you know, certain groups out there claim that was coming and claim that this is going to be the law and this is how it's going to be, they're even getting surprised because it's not happening their way. It's happening Dad's way. Across the board. Across the board. So Dad wants it done in a way where you don't have to do too much because those people in power, like myself, are making it happen so that it's easier for you guys to live the life that you all deserve and to expand your consciousness and start creating for the rest of us. Because we're taking care of all this shit behind the scenes. Now you got all this freedom. How are you going to contribute to the people? Right. What are you going to do? What would you like to invent today? Okay, here's you want a grant? Here you go. Take that. Let's see what you do. Oh, and then if we like it, guess what? Now you got a whole bunch of people behind us ready to help you help the world. That's where we're going. That's what's happening right now.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Slower than most of us would like. Right? But it's happening.
Yeah. As long as it's happening, that's the main thing.
It's happening.
Okay. Cool. All right. So one thing I wanted to ask the viewers is, we have a beautiful website, helpsomeonetoday.events.org. Okay, so that's going to be showing our events and the rescue fruit and vegetable events and things we're doing. But there's a little sign up spot on the bottom right of the main page, where you can subscribe. And that will allow you to get newsletters, if you will, about our future events. We're going to have events all over the world doing all sorts of great things. If you want to know about them, subscribe. So people don't realize it's different from the company of heaven, you know.
Yeah.
It's all under the same umbrella. It's just a different website.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. So doing some big things there, which is very exciting.
Oh yeah. We're like I said, we're just getting started, and we're meeting all the right people all around the world, and it's exciting to be a part of. You know, when you do these things for the children, and then you see how much fun that they have, and it allows them to expand their consciousness too,
right?
Their way of thinking, you know, and including the parents that come to these events where they don't have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
So that's what these events are all about, is changing the mindset and also providing a fun place, an energetic place, because obviously all of the products and all of the gifts that I give away have energy in them. Right. You saw me. The last event I was walking around giving everybody a wristband. Yeah. And I had all three sizes like this. So as soon as I walked up to some person, I said, yeah, you're this size. Here you go. And just kept walking around giving everybody a band.
Yeah. I saw how many giveaways you packed. A whole suitcase of everything for the people, which was tremendous.
Yeah. And I left it all there too.
Good. Yeah. Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. Big topic here. I want to hear it. I want you to say it. Is about John Kennedy Jr. So,
Okay.
is John F. Kennedy Jr. alive?
You froze up.
Did I really?
Yes, you did.
They don't want that topic out, do they?
Don't matter. It's coming out. So,
Yeah.
what was the question?
So, is John F. Kennedy Jr. alive now?
Yes, the real one is yes.
Right. He is the one I'm speaking with roughly every week.
Yes, and it looks
Okay.
just like his father. If
Yes.
it's, I mean, his father could have shitted him out. He looked just like him. You
Well,
can't
okay.
you just can't deny certain things. Like
Yeah, yeah.
like look at my kids and look at if you saw my parents, I look like them,
Yeah.
right? So he looks just like his dad, man. There's no denying this shit. And
Right.
if you're attacking him because of whatever you think is right, you're a fucking idiot. Period. There's
Yep.
no way around it. No way around it. The man is clearly who he is.
Okay. Well, last time we did a video, there was a couple people in there they were causing some trouble in the comments, and we didn't have time to address it. So, will Trump someday publicly acknowledge John Jr.?
The answer is yes.
Okay. Yay. He's going to give him that pen, isn't he?
Yeah, I have to meet with him too.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
In fact, that's one of the presidents I have to meet with.
Yeah. Okay. Will the true JFK files ever be revealed?
Yes, they will be.
Yay. Okay.
Just like the Epstein files and all the other files, the UFO files, the
Yep.
Area 51, all the shit they've been doing.
Yep.
See, that's the guarantee that I'm bringing to y'all. Daddy wants the truth out there, so it's going to come out no matter what.
Okay. Now you don't have to answer this one. This is mostly for the other people. Is JFK Sr. still alive?
The answer is yes to that too, and I know Johnny Boy's against what I'm saying, but I don't give a shit
Okay.
because
All right.
I know more, and it's complicated.
Right. Right.
You ever heard of portals?
Yeah.
You ever heard of time travel?
Yeah. Again, we're programmed that none of that's true, but we've talked about Abraham Lincoln before, and of course, John Kennedy Sr. So that's going to be a very interesting story.
Just get your fucking Kleenex boxes ready to go. That's it.
Yep.
Because you all crybabies are gonna need
Okay.
it.
Okay, good. So any more we should know about that topic? I mean, we've talked about this a little bit, but anything else we want to talk about?
Expect changes like Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Did you see the end of that movie, that cartoon?
Yep.
Let me ask you all this, including Johnny Boy. Do y'all believe all things are possible? Because I know they are. In fact, I'm known as the Miracle Man as well.
Okay. Excellent, excellent. Very exciting. And I mean I don't ever want to like argue with him, but good things are going to happen for him.
It's okay. It's okay. We understand. We know.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay.
Yeah.
They've did a toll on all of us.
Yeah. Totally.
All of
Totally.
us. All of us.
Yeah.
Just the fact that people don't believe God can talk to you was a toll, was fucked up.
Yeah.
You can't talk to God. Why not? Don't you pray to him? Yeah, but he doesn't talk back. Really? According to who? You? No, don't think so.
Yeah.
I've seen shit that is years in the future. I've seen shit that is years behind us. And I see shit now. And y'all don't know what I know.
Next. It's got to be hard to reconcile past, present, and future sometimes, because you probably do want to tell people more than, you should. You've gotten better at not giving hints, though.
It's a hard pill to swallow for some, and that's why Daddy is drip dropping things. And if he was to give you all the information, you wouldn't be able to take that.
Absorb it.
You
Yeah.
know, you know MK Ultra. Well,
Yeah.
imagine Daddy blowing your fucking mind, right? So yeah, there's lots of things that people won't be able to understand. They don't even understand me, for God's sake, right? I can't possibly be who I am. I can't possibly heal people just by saying done, but I do, and I am who I am, and there's no way around it. I'm not the king of just this thing you call Earth or this district. I'm the king of everything out there, and it's going to be proven.
Okay. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. Reptilians slash Dracos. Okay. I know that's not the same category, but you told us last video that the reptilians were created, that they weren't like biological or natural, let's call it. Who created them and why?
Well, they started to be a they were a benevolent creation at one point in time, and then they did somewhere along the line they started dibbling dabbling and started to do bad things, and then they changed. They morphed into something. You ever see the movies of movies where certain people were put under spell and then they changed again, like Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah.
Somebody put a spell on them and changed, or the prince in the Beauty and the Beast. Somebody put a spell on them, changed them to look like the Beast.
Right.
That's exactly what happened to the reptilians. They used to be beautiful, benevolent beings who, somewhere along the line, something put a spell on them and changed them. And then throughout the centuries, they kept going and going and going and going until they had to be extinguished, like they did a couple of days ago. That being said, the ones that you're witnessing now, like the gentleman that was speaking and then,
Yeah.
right? That was allowed to be shown because I've always told you guys years ago that they would do that. Didn't I not?
Yes.
That being said, once that type of thing takes place, that individual is already escorted out of here. He's gone. Daddy is allowing that to happen to show people that they are real. He's also allowing them to be taken away so that they don't cause harm. Does that make sense?
Beautiful.
That's why we're doing it the way we're doing it, where we're exposing them and then eliminating them so that you, the regular folks, don't have to worry about it. That's what's happening. To get back to your question, it happened billions of years ago on a different planet where they once lived together, the reptiles and the benevolent type of reptiles, and I think it was Palladians or whatever it was.
Okay.
But then they had a little thing because the story goes one of the reptiles was with a Palladian or whatnot, and then blah 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 blah. There was some beef that happened, and then they started warring ever since because of a fucking domestic abuse or dispute, right? Because that's what happens. And then before that, there was a whole lot of other things where you had to deal with the Lyrians and the Reptilians, and then them genetically modifying grays to fight their battles or go out and do certain things. It's a long story. It will be revealed to us when it's supposed to.
Yep.
That being said, we're still in the cleanup phases, so that once we get to clean all this stuff up, then all that stuff will be shown to us. So just expect it. Expect it.
Super interesting because I never would have guessed any of that.
Well, me either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Daddy's the one that showed me this shit.
Yeah. So what other species have we heard of that are like created species? Like, we're hearing the Greys. Are they created? How about Nordics? Nordics too are created.
Yeah. The grays are created. That's why they don't have reproductive things. They're like an organic robot,
Yeah.
kind of like Elon.
Yeah.
The paleos or the white race, if you would, were created that way too. There were different races, different groups of individuals, beings that were created by some fucking scientists somewhere along the lines, and now we have to deal with it. Those of us that are like me and you, who actually have to have a partner to reproduce, were obviously created by dad somewhere along the lines as well. I just happen to be the very first one to start the chain, if you understand what that means. I was the portal to bring life to these planets. It's way above people's pay grade, which is why I know all the things that I know. A couple of years ago, there was a chamber. It was called a respawning chamber. It's kind of like the crystalline chambers. It's very, very similar. These chambers were all around the universe, and when we would go to war with these individuals, they would just respawn. So there was an old video that I posted, not an old video, but a new video that I posted about chambers. I don't know if you remember it, but it was like a space type environment. They were talking about the chambers, blah, 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 blah. It's similar to that type of chamber. So every time we would eliminate certain armies or certain groups, they would just respawn in the chamber and then start all over. And then the war would continue and continue. And then all of the different species were in a race to create these type of chambers where, as long as they have them and as long as they can make them more, they will reproduce their armies almost instantly. Okay, because that's what's been happening. So what happened was, a couple of years back, Daddy showed us, me and B located all the chambers worldwide, or universe-wide, sorry, and eliminated all of them. And that's when he brought up our chambers, which are going to do the same thing, however, for the light forces, which is why we will never, ever expire. So it gets real deep. So you can't tell me that someone isn't alive when I can just pop them right through the fucking chamber. So you don't know what I know again. Consciousness is energy, is the soul. No matter where you at, you have that energy signature. If the king summons you, you come and walking right out that chamber. And everybody that doubted the king, guess what? They got egg on their face now. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. Somewhere along the line, they were created and they're being dealt with. A lot of them have already been dealt with. And right now, all you're seeing is the evidence of them being dealt with. Remember how I say we're walking into the new reality? Because we are. Perfect. I can sit on the couch all day long and not lift a finger because it's already done. However, I don't just sit on the couch. I sit on the couch and work.
Awesome. So basically what you're saying then is all the universal chambers have been taken away. The only ones here will be in this district. They'll be released shortly. And There's a lot of confusion about that. So those that will receive a chamber will receive appropriate training.
Yeah, they'll have to come to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm in control of them. I'm not just going to drop them off anywhere.
Right.
And the chambers are everywhere throughout the universe. It's not just here.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. They're my chambers, and they're everywhere. Wherever I am, they are.
Ah. So I thought you
And
said there was 1,000 here on Earth.
there is. But
Yeah.
if Daddy wants to create more, he will.
Okay.
However, he's always told me there's 1,000 of them here.
Yeah.
And I myself will always be with one.
Okay.
Because he's getting ready to unleash me where I change and then drop chambers everywhere I go.
Yeah.
And then when I'm done, take the chamber back,
Yeah.
form it just like that.
Yeah.
Literally. He's getting ready to do this. He's getting ready to let it all out. Okay. What just happened?
Can you see me? Oh, all right. So, so here. So, for the Jedis that are going to use the chambers, how will they be contacted?
I got everybody's phone number.
Check. Okay. So you're just going to say, hey, come on down, blah, blah, blah. And that's when they'll all come, they'll get their turn. If they're going to receive a chamber, you're going to drop it off at their location. They'll receive training. Okay. And then the biggest question I always get is about, deceased loved ones. So will you again repeat yourself on who gets to choose who comes back?
Daddy gets to choose who comes back, not you,
Okay.
and not the individual.
Yep.
They can want to come back, but Daddy has the final say.
Yep.
Not you or the individual.
Okay.
That being said, they can come back. It just has to be approved by Daddy. That's all.
Right.
It's
Right.
not a big deal. Death is not something. Death is not what it's not the end. That's the part. That's another way they mind fuck y'all.
Yeah.
That y'all think is over. It's not over.
Yeah.
We are not these flesh. We are not these. We are the consciousness that's within it.
Right.
So, when we expire, when this body expires, the consciousness soul still lives on. And that family member that was your family member probably don't even want to come back to your ass anyway. Say, fuck no, I'm had my years with you. I'm done.
And so let's say we have a loved one, we want to come back, we miss them. How are we going to communicate with them to say, hey, are you going to come back? Or do they just pop through, or how does that happen? What's that process?
Yeah, the telepathic communications is increasing every day.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's another thing. If you can't talk to your loved one that's on the other side of this veil, why not? Are you limiting yourself? Ooh, wait, you are, aren't you?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But my mom contacts me all the time.
Yep.
All the time. You know it. You saw it.
Yep. I know she talks you minimally once a day. There's always the same message, but
yeah, exactly.
So when they come here, they're going to have full memory of where they've been and what they've done as well.
Well, you have to keep in mind that the being that you called your mother, your father, your sister, your brother had many lives.
Yeah.
And they may not want to come back to you is the end result. Right? Just because you miss them don't mean that they want to come back to you. They may want to come back to the family members that they had before you. You're not thinking about that, are you?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah. And here's the thing too, we forget. We're going to have full memory and consciousness ourselves. We're going to have deeper understanding than we do now. Like right now, we're thinking this lifetime. Oh,
totally.
I miss my mom or I miss my dad or whatever. Okay, we're not thinking bigger picture.
Right.
And I think after we've gone through the chamber, we will think more broadly.
I think you're absolutely correct. In fact, I know who you are,
Yeah.
and that's why we need the chambers
Yeah.
so that um people can understand things a lot faster and then just get back to work.
Yeah.
Because we are here on a mission. No matter how you look at it, we're here on a mission to liberate the planet, liberate the earth, liberate the universe, the galaxy in this universe, if you would. And a lot of you fail to understand that and realize that when you're thinking about me, and why do I have to do this and why do I have to do that? Why don't I get to go out and over there? Why am I not doing this? And how is this happening? And why the fuck, blah, 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 blah. Remember, our creator gave us these challenges because he knew we can accomplish them. He gave us these missions, if you would. I said challenges, but these missions. And these missions are challenging, very, very challenging. However, again, we are entities that are in these bodies here to serve a specific purpose, change everything, live in peace, and then we can move on to bigger and better things if you so choose to. Unfortunately, me and others are stuck here until it's done. However, we can always just fall asleep and end up at a different location, or we can just teleport and come back faster than you can say Ambassador.
Right.
So there's a lot of us that are tasked to do these type of things. The things that I can do, the military didn't think were possible, and now I'm doing it in their face. Okay? Not every day you can go outside and film spacecrafts. Okay? Not every day you can heal somebody from, land masses away, no matter where they're at, actually. And I do all that stuff, and it's been proven over and over and over and over again. You're telling me that all of these people that are giving testimonies are lying? No, not happening.
Awesome.
And the reason why I do all of this work is because the changes that have to take place are taking place. And I'm doing it free. I'm doing it all free, besides selling pendants and cool, products.
Right.
The teaching is all you really need to know. The Jedi method, go learn that shit if you haven't. If you haven't taken it serious by now, go learn it. You can still watch the videos.
Right.
It's easy. Just follow instructions. Use a pendulum. Use your own pendant. Use your own pendulum. Use muscle testing. The only way you're going to know if we're all real is if you just do it.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people follow me. That's why people love me. And that's why we get things done, because they successfully received the training, listened to what I told them, and now they're reproducing it for all of us, especially the children that had the worst, the worst end of the deal.
Yes.
And a lot of them just came just to experience that, so that the masses can see what's been happening, who's been doing it, and who needs to be fucking eliminated. And we all know who that is now.
Me too.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's been a hell of a ride, a hell of a mission. However, it's done.
It's done.
And we are now getting ready to come out of that cocoon as the beautiful butterflies we are.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Switch of question. Last time we talked about the size of the earth, and we said that the earth was like an 8-ball. And we live in the little white circle. Now, you've told us there's 24 other districts, or 24 total districts on earth. So how much bigger is the Earth than what we think? 10 times, 100 times, or I know you can't just give us a number, but
Yeah,
approximately
it's 100 times.
100 times bigger than what we
Matter of
think.
fact, I know there's somebody watching right now that can take an 8 ball, take that circle, and put it around the 8 ball 24 times.
Ooh,
And
interesting.
I'm sure you can do it right where it's evenly spreaded. All right. I know you can. I already see it. So one of y'all gonna do it.
Awesome. Well, we'll see that video or graphic once they get that done. That'll be super interesting.
And we will, because we will.
Awesome. Well, I know we had talked about it several times, but then I got confused whether you said 10 times or 100, and I was like, it has to be 100.
It's 100 times bigger than what we
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
This is why they can never get the proper measurements. This is why they call it flat Earth.
yeah.
The only thing that's flat is your fucking brain. Think about it. Look, think about it. You got an 8 ball here, and here's the white part.
Yeah,
You're only measuring from one side of the 8 ball or the white part where the 8 is at to the other white side. So, yes, it appears flat because you don't got the whole fucking scoop, the whole fucking scope,
right,
if you would, right?
right.
Hello.
Yeah, okay, good. I really am excited about learning more about the Earth, the shape of the Earth, the whole thing. It's going to be very fun.
All right. So when every time JP comes out with a new mission, haven't y'all noticed that when he goes into a certain location, he goes to a little cabin, if you would, and then end up in another location? Well, what's happening is within the Earth, there's different caverns and different locations all around it, and it's connected to all of the different districts in the ground, underground. So it's literally like a Mario Brothers where you have to go into the tunnels and then end up in another city to complete that task. Right? That's literally what it is. Literally. You have to go to seek to not secret, but you have to go to different locations, different doors, different portals, and they take you to different parts of the earth. Period. That's the same thing in the same way we travel off planet. This is why there are so many chaos in certain parts around the world because they're trying to hide these portals, stargates, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You can go in and out of them, and you can end up in certain locations that are already pre-positioned, pre-designed. And that's what we're getting ready to witness. Those that are allowed to, those that choose to. And no, the military is not going to be in control of these type of things because we are. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's it. That's where we're going.
You've also told us that there's land masses that have been like, we're going to call them shielded, holographically shielded or whatever, kind of like Wakanda, but those those oh golly, the markers that we saw, I'm
Yep.
blanking. Yeah, they were like indicators that this is a part that's going to be expanded out. And Deanna said that they were like on timers.
They are.
Yeah,
And not only the timers, is that every time the certain consciousness level increases, then it gets to open. Boom,
yeah,
checkpoint,
yeah,
checkpoint, checkpoint.
yeah.
Which is why a couple of years back, before all of this other shit came out, you had what do they
Monolith.
call?
Monolith, yeah.
Yeah, you had those, and they were broadcasting energies and changing the vibration and opening things up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hello, I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah. And the government was taking them down, right?
Yeah,
They take them right down because they don't want us to know about this stuff.
yeah, and it don't really matter because they allowed us to increase their demise by doing things like that,
Right.
which is why we're at where we're at right now. They're totally defeated, and the rogue agents are being assassinated because the good guys had enough. So we've sent out assassins to eliminate all of them.
Awesome.
And I've said it over and over and over again. What are you going to do about it? It's true. That's the difference between me and everybody else. I say things that are very true, and I don't care because I have the authority to do so. And if anyone wants to act up, Dad will do what Dad does, or he'll let me do what I do, and we're clear again for the next sucker.
That's funny. Okay, switch of topics. You had done a video a few years ago about on a notebook, piece of paper, showing the universe. You were over there watching everything that's going on. You had to come over here, blah, blah, blah. So is the universe a cube or a rectangular shape?
It's a cube.
Cube. Okay.
Yep.
So is that why we have the source cubes? Like, is there some reason that we have them?
Yeah.
Okay. Besides that, they're cool shapes.
Yeah. It's a cube.
Okay.
The last time I checked, it's a cube.
All right.
Which was like 2 seconds ago.
So is there a possibility that there are more universes that are cubes? Are there other sources in those cubes than the one we have?
Other sources, as in a source, as in
Yeah.
Dad, yes.
Other daddies. So let's say we're in this one.
No.
The next cube over.
Yes, but it's still the same source. It's just he's in a different location.
Okay.
Right. He created everything. It gets complicated, but he created everything.
So your energy is just in this universe.
No. My responsibilities is in this universe right now. So that being said, when we clean up things and when we protect certain people, we have to say things like space, time, dimension, universe, multiverse to cover everyone everywhere. Because it's a little complicated, but yes, we exist everywhere.
Okay.
Did you watch Spider-Man Multiverse Universe thing?
Yeah, the like animated one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you see there was a Spider-Man in all of them, but they look different?
Yeah. Okay. Interesting to think about.
Yeah, it's complicated and it's always changing. The levels of dimension are always changing because Dad can create any and any time.
Yeah.
I had the question where someone said, "Who created Source?" And I said, "Source." And who created Source? Source. Well, how does that make sense? How does Source create Source? Don't know. Ask Daddy that.
Yeah. It's very confusing.
He always tells me I am that I am. So, okay. He created himself or he was just created. Those are difficult questions for even myself to answer. So I'm just like, listen, I just know Dad's real. Whenever he tells me certain things, that shit happens. So he obviously knew all of it.
So complex because look at the complexity we have in our own lives, just our lives, our family, our household, all the stuff that's going on, all the drama and stuff. Then you add your town, your country, what we think of as the earth, our solar system, galaxy, and then our universe, how big and how complex that is. And then
and the crazy part is that he hears us all at the same time and answers us all at the same time.
wow.
So Daddy is the source of everything. Source is the source of everything. I really don't understand it myself, other than that he shows me a ball of light and things just come out of it. You know, it's like, whoa, what the fuck? Okay, whatever. So when he has me work on certain things, that's why they just instantly created and instantly evaporated or instantly fixed or instantly healed or instantly whatever, because it's all energy and it's all source and it comes from him. Um, you know, it's
Okay. It's a very interesting question. And I know we are already pretty busy with what we're doing anyway, but will we get to know more about this in the future?
of course he once told us that he will appear himself,
Mhm.
which will be a ball of light, golden white light. That's how he appears to me. You see right now where my head is at, right? And then you see the pithalin ball.
Yeah.
So if I'm looking, that's where Dad's at. Literally right there. You see it?
Yeah.
Boom. So I look to the side and then we'll have our little conversation. He'll tell me what to do, and then I do what I do. It's and the way that we create things is literally like what was that movie with the guy with the ring?
The Green Lantern?
The Green Lantern. You know how you see how in that movie he was just creating things and it would just manifest instantly? Well, that's how things manifest in the realm where I work in, where I'm eliminating and doing things with these individuals. And that type of manifestation is what I'm getting ready to do publicly. The Green Lantern type thing, where things instantly get taken care of, people instantly get gone, and things are instantly happening so that people know not to fuck around. This is serious. And that's how Daddy is. He can manifest things instantly. So I I, I just follow orders, like I said.
Okay. Super interesting and exciting.
I try not to get into it too much because even my intelligence level is telling me that it's just a ball of light that can do and be anywhere, at any time. And he hasn't steered me wrong yet, right?
Right.
And he's given me the abilities and the know-how and all the information that I'm telling y'all and relaying to y'all is coming from Dad, coming from Source, coming from all I am that I am, right? And whatever he tells me to tell y'all, it literally comes out within days or minutes of me saying it. And I don't know these things. I don't sit there looking for these fucking things. I just say what I say.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
he brings it along, or somebody sends me what I just said. Holy shit, how'd you know? I didn't. Dad told me.
Yep. Beautiful how that works. I love that.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why they should all pay attention to what I'm saying. Not only am I, 99.9% accurate most of the time, right? With a little bit of hiccups here and there. However, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
He's given me the abilities to affect the changes and alter reality in itself. So I would pay attention to what I had to say.
Check.
Check.
All right. Couple more questions.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Can you define fallen angels? I guess my question is, are they good or bad?
I've already explained this one already. They can be good or bad.
Okay.
Just because it says fallen angels don't mean it's so.
Right. It's a label we use here that
It's a
anything.
label. It's a label that's been used for the bad guys,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
But they're
you're
not.
telling me if a good angel falls from a spacecraft or falls out of a portal accidentally, he's a bad guy? No, I'm joking. But yeah, they use that to say that they're bad, blah blah blah.
Yep. Okay. That's what I thought, but I wanted to define that. Okay, now here's a harder one, maybe. Define Nephiliums.
Um, just like the fallen angels, they didn't actually fall; they landed.
Okay.
and they decided on um, attempting to rule and colonize, which they have. So again, they're nothing but a specific group of individuals who had more technological know-how and
Right.
abilities that came to this planet and decided they wanted to rule over the inhabitants here.
Right.
And it's been happening for centuries over and over and over and over. And not just Earth. Look at Mars. Did y'all see all of the different old artifacts up there? Oh no, I forgot. A lot of y'all don't even know what the fuck remote viewing is. Never mind.
Well, we know that there's been civilizations on Mars, the moon, all over that we are told there's no life out there.
Which is a
So
lie. It's a lie.
isn't it the craziest when you think of it? How crazy is that?
Right. It's a fucking lie. It's a part of their conditioning, you know, them wanting you to don't look over there, look over here.
Yeah.
Let me create all these problems and these
Yeah.
bills and these laws so that you never find out the truth because you're too busy following these laws and paying these bills.
Yeah.
Oh shit, is that what they did? Yeah, that's what the fuck they did.
That's so funny.
It's messed up, messed up.
Okay. Are some of us here now older than the oldest human race? Like, in other words, are we from other planets, other civilizations, other species, blah, blah, blah?
Yeah, the more enlightened you are, the more lives you have. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we've reincarnated all over the universe, so we get that knowledge and that information and
Experiences, yes.
yeah. All right. And I think we've already kind of talked about that before. Some of
Yeah.
us are like we're able to deal better with society than others too.
Yeah,
Okay.
or not, because we weren't meant to.
Yeah, yeah. So how about you? Were you born on a planet or were you just like
I was formed.
formed? That was what I was going to say.
Yeah. That's why in the video that we had done, which I'll post it again,
Yep.
because there's more and more people finding out about us and learning about me. In the video that was posted, it shows you that I was formed, which is a natural forming from source. He
Right.
created me almost instantly, gave me the abilities to reproduce on every planet he created, which is why my consciousness is all around the universe, which is why my consciousness is the king of all of it.
Right, right.
Because it's a birthright, if you would.
Interesting.
And my job, yes, my job is to take care of the people and treat them the way he would. And that's why we're at this point here on Earth. So I was the first one created, and I was formed. Just like the chicken and the egg. Don't nobody know which one came first,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
One of them was formed.
Okay. Okay. After we evolve, will we still need the sun for food?
That's a good question. However, the answer is no, because energy can produce food. And if you hit the right if you hit the seed with the right energy, you can grow the food in your hand. This has been documented and it's been proven to be so. And all it is instant germination of seeds. CIA has all this stuff documented. And they also been a part of scrubbing it from the internet.
Of course.
Right.
Right. Okay. Will there be a land for the unawakened and a land for the awakened?
That's a stupid question.
Well, I'm just asking the question.
Why would daddy want that?
He would want everyone to awaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Where did that question even come from? That don't even make sense.
Well, because some of the intel providers are saying that the Earth is going to split. There's going to be two Earths. a good earth and a bad earth or something like that. It'll be one will be high, one will high vibe, one will be lower vibe. So people are going to be shuffled to these different planets. That's where they're getting it from other intel providers.
Yeah, I know. It was still a stupid question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Dad he wants everybody to evolve, which is why it's taking so long.
Yeah.
Because if that was the case, we wouldn't be here right now. We'd be in the other dimension that is high vibing.
Right.
Or the other land, like they say, which is stupid. It's stupid. My job is to lift the entire planet, not just a portion of it or just the people that are awake.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why when I raise the consciousness, when Daddy tells me, or when he allows me, because I always request and he doesn't always allow me to raise the consciousness, he does. And the reason for that is to bring everyone with us. Does that make sense?
Either they're going to Pebble Valley or wherever, the stadium.
That's for the dark ones.
It's the dark ones.
Or we're talking about our family members who don't know shit.
Yep.
No offense to you guys. I love y'all.
Yep. Yep. Okay.
So it was a stupid question, but it was also necessary so that I can say what I say. Dad wants us all to come together, and it's your job, whoever answered that question, to make sure all of those other sleeping individuals come with us. So congratulations, you have a new job.
Okay. You have more time?
Yeah, we'll do a few more.
Okay. Is Trump required to give us full disclosure?
He's going to, yes.
Yeah, that's part of his do it or you'll be in trouble.
I wouldn't say it that way, although I would say it that way. But the problem is when we do say things that way, they watch these things and then they're say like, well, fuck them, we're not doing shit. And then it drags on. However, I do know that he's going to do the right thing. Awesome. Daddy chose his image to be a part of this, and they will do the right thing, and I will be meeting with him. So expect it.
When you're meeting with him, is it going to be you, the physical you now, or is it going to be your energetic body, or exactly how is that going to be?
It's going to be me now, and it's going to be me as Sanam the Galactic. So, it's going to be a continuous thing, constant thing. Just like you, when you come over, you meet me, Smarty. But, you may come in the house one day and Sanam is standing there. Oh, shit, where's the chamber at? I want to go next.
Well, of course, I'm going to be crying my eyes out. That's going to be so awesome.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be crying my ass off too when my, family members get to experience it too.
Yeah. Fabulous. Fabulous. Okay.
Yeah, we got to meet with, he already told us we got to meet with Ibrahim Torre too. I've already told y'all that.
Yep.
But he just told us recently that we were going over there. And Daddy sends us to locations to make sure shit changes. So awesome. It's going to happen. Awesome. We're already in contact with Ibrahim and his people. They're actually using my my source fertilizer to grow grow fruits and vegetables. I did tell them that I wanted to get the banana leaves and hemps and stuff like that from them once they grow it. Right. And I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to buy it from them. We're not going in and trying to take shit. We're going in and helping them so that they can help us. And that's it. Okay? So it's already happening. It's already in the midst. They're all in the works, and they're already testing my products. And Ibrahim should already have the pendant that I sent them. So yeah. Things are happening, man. Things are happening. you guys just continue to enforce everything Daddy wants done, everything that I'm saying, everything that you want for yourselves, everything that you want for the people, because the fastest way to get what we all want is to help others get what they want. That's why I'm helping people and doing things. And I don't always say exactly what I'm doing because it's not time to. Okay? All right, let's go ahead.
Well, that's actually a good place to wrap it up, I feel like. But we've seen so much progress, and especially even in the past month.
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah. I mean, we already know it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. We're getting ready to go into places like Gaza and rebuild that shit in record timing.
Yeah.
In record timing. And make it look way better than other places that are fabulous around the world. I'm not going to say nothing because people start to they get upset. They
It's
get
gonna be
mad.
awesome. I already know what you're talking about, but
They
it's
get
gonna be
jealous.
awesome. Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be awesome. Okay,
Fun,
one
fun,
last
fun.
question. Is there a black rock on top of the North Pole with 4 islands around it?
Black Rock? No.
Okay. Okay, that was quick and easy.
Mm,
Okay.
no. Um, it's not on the North Pole. It's somewhere else in the atmosphere.
In the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's like the Jetsons.
Ah. And I guess that would be tied to the black rock and the company, no?
No, no, it's just an island with benevolent people on it floating.
Ooh.
You seen the Avatar? Remember how they had the little
Yeah.
that's real. Those places are very real.
It's very cool.
Yeah. One of them is called Shambhala or some shit like that.
Shambhala, yeah. I
Yeah,
always
those, mhm.
thought Shambhala was in inner Earth.
Again, there's floating islands there too. That's what I'm describing, the islands. That's what they are, floating islands.
Okay. A lot to learn.
This is fun.
It
This
is.
is fun. We are finally um we are finally getting ready to experience everything that was hidden from us. And it's going to happen like bam, 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 bam.
Awesome.
Yeah. We had to unfortunately we had to stop on certain projects because other things had to come in front and center. But we will be getting Move back up and running. We will be getting um, the Royal Crowns Productions up and running. All of the different other projects that we've been working on, the D Blue will be up and running, and um, it was all done strategically on purpose. So there's nothing to be worried about.
Awesome.
Who's backing me? Daddy.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Daddy's got all of our backs. And with Daddy, we have everything. With Daddy, we have everything. All right, we're good. I'm out of here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for all you've done.
Thank you. Thank you. Did you see me shapeshift yet?
I no.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens.
All right.